Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to another VOD review. This time we are reviewing Caden versus Kambo. This is specifically requested by Kambo. And we got Fox versus Ridley. I believe Caden also goes DSS. But I'll tackle that whenever we get there. Fox versus Ridley. I think Fox has a very strong advantage in neutral. Um, I think Ridley's out shield options are probably pretty mid at best. Yeah, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, with Nair up smash, which is super big commitment. Nair's pretty good. Nair's his best move. That move's crazy. But yeah, so Fox do a lot of shield pressure, and I think that just kind of in general, big characters tend to struggle against Fox. Fox just that kind of combos them really hard. I think the things that are going in like Ridley's favor is that Fox can be edge guarded fairly easily from like most of Ridley's aerials, and if not some of Ridley's tilts, I know that they can be good for two framing and whatnot. I'm gonna say that's probably +1 Fox, maybe +2 at higher levels, but this definitely feels like it's just kind of like a +1. Like it's in Fox's favor, but like Ridley still has a lot of options and ways to like basically where Ridley's really strong, which is off stage, and controlling space and like Ridley's really strong off stage with Nair, right, and all the Ridley's other options, and that's where Fox is the weakest. So I think that's why it might only be +1. But in neutral, it's still definitely Fox favored. Ridley can cover a lot of space with Nair and control a lot of space there to like help keep Fox away. And Ridley's not slow either. Ridley's got some good decent speed. So, but Fox is still Fox. So +1 Fox. Let's go and get into this battle. Okay, so game 1 PS2, as you do. Everyone loves the stage for whatever reason. And what we're going to do this time is that I'm not going to be pausing this video. We're just going to kind of watch it through once, trying something new, and then I will go through and pause. So, pretty solid advantage today. We've seen Caden likes to hit those buttons at disadvantage, right? Like there's another Nair there. There's another Nair landing, like A land. Nair at disadvantage. Is very much kind of relying on Nair, which means like you should, it's the best move. At 2 frames, that sucks. But very much like relying on that Nair to get out of disadvantage. There's a lot of work. A lot of that. Oh, Caden's feeling himself. Oh my god. That's unfortunate. I don't think you meant to side B that high. Okay. And then, like, this is what Caden does best. Caden loves to just, like, roll away with games. Or run away with games. Down air. That's a new one. Okay. Well, anyways. It's okay. You know, everybody gets rocked every now and then. You know, I've been rocked before, and it sucks, but, you know, just part of playing the game. So, I think big thing that happened in this game was that, like, you started off pretty decently, and then you just couldn't get the kill. And after that, it just went downhill from there. So let's go through this game now, and I'm going to pause during it. So see, that's that first instance. Caden is using Nair to get a disadvantage. Now, because it was a rising Nair, it leads me to believe that Caden knows that he can rising Nair out of that of those up tilts, that or you're not up tilting fast enough, and he was able to kind of buffer that through there. So 50-50 that he knew he could get out of it. 50-50 he felt like he might be able to get out of it this time. So not a bad punish, but like he's in a lot of end lag after whiffing this side B, right? And like I know it's like on reaction that you're trying to whiff punish that, but see, I came prepared. I had this ready today. 26 frames end lag. Yeah, 26 frames of end lag on an aerial whiff like that, which makes sense why he's doing it in the air because it's just end lag. So getting this Nair jab 15. Get 30, 25%. It's not bad, but I don't know. I think there's you could have probably done like a run up down tilt because I know that can lead into some better strings. So just optimizing your punish game, but still you came up, you got the punish, and you got little 25%. So everything matters. Everything adds up. Okay, fighting out of disadvantage with forward air this time, not nair. But, you know, kind of run to that one. That's like information you've kind of gained now. Okay, drill. Nair at disadvantage again, right? And then Caden, like, using up tilt to cover this platform here is really smart, because I don't know if Caden knows that. Okay, yeah, it goes down. So let's see. Hits that nair, and he recognizes that you're probably going to land on this platform, so he immediately, like, lands, dashes, and goes for this up tilt to kind of cover whatever you do if you land on the platform. Right, and then even if you don't land on the platform, that up tilt's what? 17 frames of in lag? You're probably not punishing him super hard if you land on plat shield, right? Because you still have like the 11 frames of shield drop. Right, I guess you can technically jump, fast, fall down. That'll probably take like 6 or 7 frames, and then hit it with nair. But that's kind of rough. You have to practice that movement. He probably gets away with that. But if you manage to shield in time, or if you just don't land on the platform, you at least reset to neutral. So. Fill out, and fall out of those. There's another trade with that nair. Like, next time we see Caden nair, just like wait for him to nair, right? Because that move still definitely has some end lag, right? Okay, so that move doesn't have very much end lag. I lied. 8 minus 8 minus 7 minus 9 kind of sucks. You'll have to basically catch his landing where, like, you'll have to time it to where, like, if he's landing, right? So let's go back a second. So, like, he's landing, right? Or, like, so he nairs up here, right? You can position yourself to be like down here and catch his landing and get that up here a little bit later, or like up smash him. But this is like stuff in the future, right? I think it's pretty clear that Caden loves nair at his advantage here. Hit his shield, he's gonna nair. Let's see, your nair is safe on shield, right? If you do it properly. Okay, maybe you didn't do it properly, I don't know. And then, yeah, that's unfortunate. Like, once you're off stage, it kind of sucks to be Fox. What's crazy about Caden is I feel like Caden plays very coverage based here in like advantage, right? Like let's watch this little sequence, right? Plays very coverage and weight based, but like in disadvantage, he will just press buttons because he knows he can get away with it or thinks he can get away with it. Right? He just up tilts you, and I think up to a low percent, he doesn't think he can get anything out of it, so he just shields, right? So it's like, okay, I know I can't get anything, I'm gonna shield. So he shields, then you go for like an air dodge, and then either he reacts to you doing air dodge or just kind of buffered this, like, if he hits my shield, this is the time he's going to use, and then grabs. And then goes for that F tilt to try to catch that, but it doesn't work. So then you go to grab ledge, does that, and then what? Like he just shields, right? So this is another thing that's really weird. So here's another thing that like he does that he can do, right? Is that he uses his shield to bait you out doing options. So like he'll just basically like flicker his shield so you react to him shielding, and then he'll do something like to cover something else, right? Misses the F tilt. He doesn't need to shield here, right? Like maybe shielding stops him from getting get him attacked if you do, but like he just flickers the shield here real quick, and then just buffers that nair because his plan isn't to react to what you're doing. His plan is to bait you to do something with that shield, and then he'll nair you and cover neutral get up, jump, probably maybe roll depending on how he nairs. Right, he can drift it back and forth depending on what he thinks you're gonna do with that nair. So nair sends you off stage, then he goes out here, right, and just down tilts. I don't know if he knows exactly how his down tilt's gonna hit, or if he feels like, oh, if he tries to go to ledge, this will hit, but he does that, which puts you in this situation right here. And then he goes for, you're gonna air dodge out. I'm gonna hit you with this. It's gonna be really funny, and that didn't happen. Then he hits you with that nair, right? Because he's weirdly off stage. You try to recover. You have to go to an angle, and for whatever reason, you don't grab ledge in time. Where even are you? You should have grabbed ledge there. I think maybe like the way you were facing kind of sucks. I don't know, cause you're so yeah, you're like right here, ledge is right here. So whenever you get to here, then you get hit by that, and then you side B high. I don't think you meant to side B high. I think you just kind of buffered it a little too high. Because if you go lower, then you could probably get away from that F smash. And then now, okay, you get that drag down, up throw, nears that disadvantage again. Dash attack. So now, like right now, Caden's got like a huge lead, and so he's just mashing, right? This is like mashy. Okay. Okay, let's go back. So Caden, like little advantage to here. Sorry, I had a. Oh, okay. Hold on. I'm about to cut this video up. Ah. Okay. So here, dash attack, and F tilt, dash attack, side B there, catches you, because like either he catches you if you're shielding there, or if you're too close, or he grabs ledge, right? So like, unless like you throw out a hitbox that can kind of beat that out, which I don't know if Fox has that. Doesn't really matter, so he does that, and then just down airs, because I think you are already up, like in the middle of like your up B here, like trying to recover. Yeah, they just down airs. Then you aren't able to. Looks like that was untechable. Maybe it wasn't. Could have teched it, but yeah, that's unfortunate. Okay. So now we go to game 2. Battlefield. Okay. I think this is a decent pick. He's going ZSS. Okay, interesting. So yeah. I don't think ZSS is necessarily okay. They're having controller issues. Okay. Just to make it look nicer. Okay, so ZSS versus Fox. I think this is probably even or ZSS favored. ZSS has, of course, get a disadvantage for free button with down B, and Caden loves his get a disadvantage buttons. And also, just the way like ZSS is kind of hard to hit. Like Fox's can be a little hard to hit, but like ZSS has speed and everything, so kind of work with that. I don't know. I feel like a lot of Fox stuff probably doesn't work very well in ZSS, but maybe the same could be true for Fox. Like ZSS stuff not working really well on Fox, so I'd have to say it might be even to. It's close to even. If it's like favored one way or the other, then cool. But I'd say it's probably closer to even than anything. So, and we're on Battlefield. I think Battlefield's a really good Fox stage. I don't know about ZSS stage. Let's see. Starts off with that, and of course we're gonna watch this whole video through, and then we'll kind of go and look and pause through it. There. Good DI. You didn't get spiked down. Okay, wait, no, I said I wouldn't do that, but I'm just. Yeah, okay. That's how it does. That's how it be. Yep, just the weight there. There, okay. We're in disadvantage. He's trying to upper you. And then after he misses that, he just gets away. Catches your jump up with that back air. Good up attack, good. Get out of it. Unfortunate that you didn't punish that. He's just kind of forcing you to pick options with that down B, or at least trying to force you to pick options. Jab checks you because jab's frame 1. Good magnet hands. Catches your neutral, good up there. Okay. Dash attack. Like the back air attempt. I was like, yeah, you're not dead there. We take those every day of the week. Yeah, jab check him. See how he likes it. No way. I was like, nair. I was like, no, nair flip kick's not true. Or maybe it is true, but like, I was like, nah, dude, that's like super DI dependent. Down tilt does not get forward or follow up. Oh yeah, that might be game. Okay, that's game. So let's go ahead. Start back at the beginning. Let's see. So I think kind of we start out with you just like keep drop down examining you, and like that's kind of whatever. But you do get to kind of get stuck in the corner, and so you end up eating about 30% before you kind of reset the neutral. So is what it is. Then you don't die to that. Snare flip kick. Snare flip kick. Crazy that he can even do that. Glad you didn't die. That would have been kind of absurd if you did. Okay, well you die here. With this one, like, okay, well I'm just gonna go back here, right? So you get sent upwards, right? So you do this to stall, I presume. So Caden jumps out there, right? Tries to forward air, and he's sort of like, oh, you're drifting, I'm just gonna forward air you, right? Then after he does that, he just flip kicks backwards, and this actually ends up covering this illusion right here. And then he sees that you've like illusioned in, just goes for the spike and gets you. So like, be a bit more careful whenever you're, because like your Fox, like if you have your jump, you have your side B and your up B, like you can afford to go low. You don't have to go sideways every time, right? Or you can even try to go high if you wanted to. Like you don't always have to go like straight like parallel or like a little above, right? So because people can cover those, and it's kind of easy for people to deal with that. Miss the tech in place. Oof. Then you kind of get punished here. And see, like, here's like more about Caden's advantage, right? Like, after Caden hits this first forward air, let's watch this. Like, okay, hits the down tilt, right? And just runs at you, right? Because you're like, oh, you're getting comboed. But I don't necessarily think that there's anything super true about anything after this down tilt. Like, maybe Caden can go for a back air. But I think, like, if Caden could get something super, like, really true out of it, then he would have just gone for it, you know? So, you know, if a combo's not true, like, your Fox, right, if you see them coming at you, instead of, like, air dodging, you could nair, right? Like you're right here, like a nair, you nair right here, you get an advantage state, right? Caden's probably taking 40% if you nair right here. So, understand that there are like how some of these combos work, right? I know some of it's probably like I just don't really understand like the characters, or like, I don't understand what combos they're going for. But a lot of good players will like put you in situations where it's like it's guesswork for you, right? If you guess wrong, then you take a lot of damage. And if you guess right, it's like who cares? And if you guess wrong, you take a lot of damage. If you guess right, then they typically don't get punished. But this is like a chance where you'd actually punish him. So just keep it in mind if he like tries to hit you with like another down tilt thing in the future. Sometimes there's some true things off of it, but I think here you could totally nair. So, but you don't. So you air dodge. He short empty hops, and then I think he like does an empty hop. Does he double jump after this empty hop? No, he empty hops, sees that you're air dodge and you're going to be right there, just fear ones, down tilt again, and now like that's kind of all the true stuff. You're off stage. Your side B does not get caught by the nair, thankfully, but then you run up. Caden's shielding after that, so you could have grabbed him, but it's like, oh, it's so easy to say that, in hindsight. So it's like, okay, now you know that like after like flubbing like that in the close court situation, Caden's good right now is likely to shield. You get good jab check though, good nair there. He does that. Yeah, you're a little slow in the up air, or like a little too far away. Maybe Caden's got good grip there, but you might have been able to get the up tilt. I like it, or up there. I like going for it there. Does the drop down fair into rise or drop down up air into rising up air, and that just catches you? Let's see, drop down, lands, and then just does it again, like with a full hop, and get you. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So you take two, you jump out, and you get the land. Okay, cool. And then Caden, after whiffing his advantage, they just uh, flip kicks over here, and then tries to get like a fair in on you. It's like, oh, he's not expecting that. Okay, good. You would punish this, but you don't really get much off of it. So like, if you know that you're not going to get much off of a whiff punish, just take your whiff punish and then just like do what Caden does, right? Where he just kind of holds shield or like just kind of waits for his opponent to like pick an option, and then you punish him for picking like a dumb option out of something that's not true, right? So. He goes for a back air there. You make it back. Good get up attack. And then Kane does this again, but this time you don't punish it. I think you were trying to nair and you press the A button like too late, so you just kind of land really weirdly in front of him. So F tilts you, which sends you back off stage. That's about it. And then he catches your get up with an F tilt ankle down. Yeah, just like angles down that F tilt and catches you. So. Now you're back off stage. You go a little high, but Caden can kind of like react to like your endos of your side B like that pretty easily. So just nairs, and get back up to there, and so now he's adding a lot of pressure. ZSS, was that fair? Fair one, I think. Yeah, fair one too. Let's see. We don't need to look at really. We need to look at ZSS. ZSS. Here we go. Aerials, forward air. Both are -7. Okay. So hit you with a move that's -7 and then jabs. So if we go to 5, so it's like 8 frames, right? So do you have something that comes out at least frame 8 out of shield? If not, faster. If you're faster, you can beat that because your jab's frame 2, so you can't shield drop jab. Or I mean, you can't shield out jab anyways. Let's see here. Is there anything here that looks good? Out of shield, down B in the air is 6 frames. Ooh, okay, cool. So you have 3. You have 2 options that can just beat it out of shield, and one that ties with it. Like, because Caden's buffering that forward air or buffering a jab really hard, so he's gonna get it out in frame 8, right? So down B air. Let's see specials. Okay, so that's including the frame 3 jump. So like. You could jump and down B, right? You like jump and buffer that down B, so that's 3 frames for your jumps for the jump out of shield, and then 3 frames for the down B to come out. And then the other thing, 2 is just nair, so which is a lot easier. So you just like nair out of shield, which I think that would be pretty good here. But so keep in mind that advocating fair ones. Now you know it's fairly safe, but you play Fox, you have good moves out of shield that can deal with that. Get Magma Hands back. That side kind of gets you. And so right now you're just keep struggling to like find to first hit ZSS 1 and 2, just get like a kill. You know? And I think there's a lot of interactions. Like I've picked out a couple of them where it's like you just don't know what to do. And that's okay. Like it's okay to not know, but you have to learn from them and be like, okay, this is how I beat this situation. So like just kind of recognize those things. And eventually those things will kind of become like more second nature to you. So let's see. So we start off here. See, and so here's the great equalizer that everybody does. I say everybody because even me, even Mexidan, even Snickerdoodle, even everybody and their mom. Alright, so let's see. Caden does this goofy down air at a disadvantage. It's not terrible, but it is punishable. So he lands. You kind of do like this. You're like doing this dash back thing in case like he tries to drift. And then Caden flickers shield. Oh, the great equalizer. shield flicker. Good up air. And Caden whiffs that coming at disadvantage. So like now you're starting to see like, oh, Caden's pressing buttons at disadvantage. I can wait for him to press those buttons and then whiff punish him, right? Depending on like I don't know what buttons he presses, determines like kind of where I need to position myself. So get that. You don't get the back air off it, but he air dodges here, right? You could probably dash check that again. You can try to go call a jump or maybe jump and this flip kick here. I think you're what, a couple frames late to catch the flip kick. Let's see. I think you're trying to catch flip kick here. Flip kick's hard to catch or like jump, but yeah, you're like a handful of frames late to even try to catch that, but it is what it is. And then Caden goes for this, which I don't blame him, but doesn't really get a spike. I mean, I guess it sends downward, so maybe, but I didn't hear the spike box, the sound. I don't know if it has that on that, but it's okay, we take this. Okay, now we're back to another stock. Good jab check. Okay, Caden now goes in and techs that, right? He's probably going to shield. Or he up smashes. Okay. So whenever you see your opponent, like, in these tech chase scenarios, I'm just do this. When you see your opponent and they're in, like, these tech chase scenarios, right? You know that he's going to be putting a tech chase after you rapid jab there. Run up shield. Right? It is the safest thing you can do to scout out an option, right? You might lose sometimes before running up shielding, or you can like get kind of close but jump, just kind of be in the air ready to do a landing aerial, right? These are all options you can do. But instead, you like not only do you just kind of sit there, you just dash back, right? And so if you just dash up, run up, hold shield, Caden just ups like neutral or tech in place up smash, right? Like that's not very good. Like this is a bad. I'd say this is a bad option. Minus 17 on shield. You can start your combo. You can get hit an advantage state for free because Caden mashed out of a tech chase scenario. It's these kind of opportunities that high level players always take, or like they'll put themselves in situations to take these things, even if they don't get it always. So you're missing out on a lot of damage there. But live and learn. Like, see right there. Like, this is exactly what I'm talking about, right? Caden knows that if he hits you, right, with this nair, he goes for the grab afterwards because you're a fast faller, right? And Caden's like, okay, this works on fast fallers, where I can grab him after. Because I don't think it's super true on non-fast fallers. So before it throws you, he knows it's going to send you at an angle where you're going to be in a tech scenario, right? What does Caden do? He covers neutral tech, right? Get up attack probably beats him out here, but there's also timings where this beats get up attack too, right? He covers neutral tech and miss tech right here, right? He doesn't cover tech roll in or tech roll out. He covers this right here. He hits you with the nair. And he knows that he hits you with the nair. So now he goes for a second nair because it's the only thing that can kind of get out of it, right? It's nothing's super true. Hit you with that second nair. Now you've been hit by two nairs. He knows that sometimes this works, right? He goes for the flip kick. You manage to air dodge and get out. So that's good on you. But like this is a situation where like Caden knows that because he can forward throw you into the situation, he's got the follow-ups kind of mapped out and what to do, right? And so that's kind of part of optimizing your advantage state really hard. So Caden's done that optimization. So let's kind of watch it back in kind of full circle here. So boom, forward throw, covers the mistake. Covers the jump plus do nothing with that second nair, and then goes for that flip kick. Doesn't end up working, but I'm telling you, this stuff that just happened right there, that's not him just like going off the seat of his pants. This is something that he is either labbed out or thought of in his head and has practiced it enough to where like he can actually hit this as like sometimes, right? And this is something he'll go for. So. Jab. Oh, let's see what happened here. So he jabs you, but I don't think I think he thought you were gonna shield, so he just jabbed one. He thought you were gonna get shield intent, but you hit him. He doesn't recognize He doesn't recognize that he hit you, and you're able to get this down tilt, and you go for fair. I think you want a back air because I know down tilt back air is kind of a thing, so I understand. F tilt hits you. And so, like, F tilt hits you, and then he just knows that you're going to be sent off stage by this, right? So after he hits you with this F tilt, he's like, okay, he's either going to be thrown off stage, And the only thing I can kind of do to like kind of really quickly get back, like you might land here in technical place, I'm gonna charge neutral B, right? It runs up, charges neutral B to kind of cover this spot right here. So if you try to land on the stage, you will be punished for it, right? You side B, it catches side B, and then you just boom. The other option, right, is that here, instead of going here and going above the stage, right, you grab ledge, right? Or you side B into the ledge at a better height, right? So you get ledge, right? He throws this out there, it doesn't really matter, and then he jumps forward and starts ledge trapping you from here, right? So, and then you have to work your way out of the ledge trap, but yeah. So I think this is best of 3, right? Not best of 5. I think we go into other players now, right? Yeah, we go to other players now because they're playing. Yeah, okay. So let's talk about this. I think the big takeaways here for you, Kambo, are that there are a lot of times you need to understand what situations your moves can put your opponents into, right? And that's very simple. Just go to the lab. If it's like, okay, like imagine these scenarios, right? It's like, okay, I'm at 0. I hit my opponent with Nair. What can I get for my follow-ups after that, right? Or you do your combo, right? After you're done your combo, where does that put your opponent, right? Great example of this is like, um, I'm gonna reference Robin. So like Robin arc fire ladders, right? I arc fire, and sometimes I get an up air, sometimes I get a Nosferatu afterwards. My opponent's gonna be around 45 to 55% depending on what combo tree I get and how many hits of arc fire hit them, and they're gonna be like up, or like if it's Nosferatu, they'll kind of be like up and out here, and if it's up air, they'll kind of be like up here, right? So they're still in disadvantage after your true stuff ends, right? Like and based on kind of what I hit, I can determine, okay, they're up here. I can either try to catch their landing when they try to land, or I can go for it, see that they're not going to do anything, go up and hit them, right? Or I can like do an empty hop bait them jump, right? So understand like where your combos will put people in for their situations, and also just understand like what moves can you use to set up these situations, right? Because it might be really hard to hit like let's say your opponent's at like 70 or 80, it might be really hard to hit them with like a nair up smash, right? Because sometimes I think like sometimes like if you fish for it, like of course they're gonna be staying away from it really easily, right? It can be really difficult. But let's say that like you hit them with like a rapid jab, right? You manage to hit them with rapid jab. Where is that gonna typically send them? Is it gonna send them up? Is it gonna send them out? Is it gonna send them up and out? So just figure out stuff like that for your moves, so that way you can have advantage. It's kind of like Caden, right? I think other thing too is just like recognizing when things are not true and when you're getting put into these like 50-50 scenarios, or like what like pick an option. If you pick one of these 3 options, if you, like 2 options are good, 1 option's bad, right? So just understanding those scenarios can help you out a lot. Um, Not just like in neutral, but like in your advantage and a disadvantage. It can help you at neutral to like know kind of what your opponents can be fishing for, or in like trying to hit you with. It can help you in advantage because because you'll have an idea of what options your opponent has, and if they pick the wrong ones, they lose. If they pick the right ones, then it's whatever. You might reset the neutral, right? And then the last one is that in disadvantage, you can understand what your opponent is looking for and like what options. It's like, okay, my opponent just hit me with this. These are my options. This is what they want me to do. What are the things that I can do to make me take the least damage or get out of here? So I think that's about it. That's all. So I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna finish this out. See you guys.